Bling. What up? You better call now, niece. Call now, niece. If you want to get in, you better call now. She's here. She said, doing it, calling. Barry Lewis, what up? It's cold. It's cold out here. Y'all better get to your phone lines. That's all I can say. We have a super powerful psychic in the building. You better get your questions together. If you're going to call in, call in. They already got your website in the chat. Let's go. Everybody hit the like button on your way in. Like it up, like it up, like it up. Hey, Nazarene, you better call in now. Nita said hi, Zoe. Tell Nita I said hello. Y'all gonna miss it. Y'all better call. That phone line better pop off. Hey, who eats these? Lorna Doones? They're still good, but they're not as good as when I was a kid. When I was a kid, it was different. But now,
I've never seen this.
I feel like
That looks good.
something has happened to these cookies.
Oh.
Chemicals.
Oh.
I don't know. Shortbread cookies used to be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, we have Walkers.
Huh?
It was called Walkers.
Walkers?
Walkers. Walkers.
Oh,
like
Walkers.
I've never seen that. That's really cool.
Okay. She says water. Do we have water?
I do need water.
We got some water in there.
Water.
They are my favorite, and no, they are not this. When we was kids, them damn cookies was so nutmeg. All right, here we go. Show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story. So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, and I'm about to bring the
Tapped in. Nikki from the SIP. Y'all better get those phone lines cracking, I'm telling you. Powerful psychic in the building. If you want your reading, call in.
so we can see the light. See the light. Has anyone ever called you holier than thou? Or have you ever heard someone use that phrase, holier than thou? Well, when they do so, they use it as a term to put someone down, as a negative. However, it doesn't have to be a negative. Truth is, we are holier than who? Well, the world. If the world is full of unbelievers, if we're speaking about an unbeliever, that person is not sanctified, set apart, which is what the word holy means. Jesus says in his prayer in John 17 that he prays that he would sanctify us. Now, the truth is, we have been sanctified from the beginning. We're in the process of sanctification, and ultimately, in the end, we will be sanctified from the world. So the problem is that maybe we don't act like it. Meaning, if we're set apart, we are set apart to show the world how we ought to be in love. Not in a way that we hold it over their head or we lord it over them or that we make ourselves more superior. No, we are servants of the gospel. Let's be true ministers of the gospels. Let people know that though we are holier than they are right now, they can also join the party.
Ooh. I feel shamed. Tonight's topic is going to be a doozy. You better get to your phone lines right now. We have somebody in here that, according to Lord Sanctified, that's what I'm going to call that clip, Lord Sanctified, separated. We're better than them right now. We've got somebody in here that does readings. She would be considered evil. She is not sanctified according to his definition. And this will lead us to our topic tonight, the spiritually cruel. Can you be spiritually cruel to someone? A deeper look at the spiritually cold-hearted and spiritual elitism. The tyranny of spiritual superiority. Ugh, we don't like it in racism, so it shouldn't exist in spiritual... What? Oh, oops. 1-800-920-1580. Somebody call us. An exploration of ego in enlightenment. Oh my gosh, we're going to go at you tonight. While spiritual practices are often lauded for fostering humility, they can paradoxically cultivate a sense of superiority among practitioners. Ooh, this is going to hurt. How those who profess enlightenment, how can they engage in behaviors that mirror narcissism? Creating a hierarchy of spiritual worth. Ugh, that just sounds hideous. How do we reconcile the ego's role in spiritual practices that claim to transcend ego? You can't transcend the ego while holding on to the notion that you are better than the people you're supposed to be saving. Is that... Are spiritual leaders inadvertently perpetuating systems of oppression through their condescending attitudes? Ugh. How do we reconcile the ego's role in spiritual practices that claim to transcend the ego? Are spiritual leaders inadvertently perpetuating systems of oppression? I want to know. Can the notion that all spiritual practices lead to personal growth instead argue that some can entrench harmful behaviors masked as enlightenment? The impact of childhood trauma on spiritual narcissism, a hidden epidemic, right? We're going to try to explore the intersection of early childhood attachment styles and the emergence of spiritual condescension. Drawing from psychological theories, it posits
that unresolved trauma can manifest as a need for superiority in spiritual contexts. Oh, goodness gracious. Before I get going, right? I love bringing on people with interesting perspectives that can stretch our mindset here. That's what we need to do. Joanna Garzelli, the alchemy of insight. She's in the building right now, and she's going to do readings. Get to your phone lines right now if you want a reading. I know it might be evil. No, it's not evil. I can do the whole history on the cards. I can just tell you where it all comes from. I can tell you where all of the cards come from. But it's not evil. But she's doing readings. If you want to get a reading, now's the time. Joanna Garcelli, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
I am so grateful to be here with you. I think it is it's a needed topic because
It is,
there's a lot I feel around this.
Yeah. So, how have you come in contact with the spiritual narcissist? At whatever denomination or religious belief system, have you come in contact with one? And what was it like? How did they act? How did they make you feel? What are your thoughts?
I've come into contact with a number of different spiritual communities over the years and had experiences that, again, it's sort of where it's dressed up as something spiritual, but sort of like what you're saying, it is narcissism. I mean, I just went through an experience recently, which we sort of had a little sort of message about the other day. Maybe because that's most recent, I'll share about that. So, would you like me to share about that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I haven't talked about this publicly, but I think that, back in the fall, I booked a lead role acting in a Darman episode. And Darman is the whole thing, it's the second largest YouTube channel. It's all about changing lives. I mean, their production company is called Changing Lives Productions, and it's to get people really thinking sort of along spiritual lines, like what you're doing. And so I ended up playing an evil lawyer, right? I'm acting. Right? I just want to say this, playing an evil lawyer who then who is actually a witch. And so there's a part in the episode where we do, sort of act out like a little bit of sort of black magic stuff. And then not to spoil the episode, I get killed off. Like I die and the coven dies, a 300-year-old coven. So I was in a spiritual circle, a group. Some of those people, one of the people I absolutely adore, I still adore her, but I was in this group of healers and psychics. Some of them I've known for 20 years. And we started coming together once a month to do these healing circles, which was meant to be for making the world better. I shared at one of the meetings a few months in, I'm really excited. I booked this role. This is going to be really cool. And then one of the people said, oh, well, if you're doing something in Hollywood and you're playing a witch, basically you're going to be possessed. I'm like, I'm acting. I'm playing a role here. Long and the short of it, we sort of moved through that, but I felt like this really weird energy still. Fast forward a couple of months later, and the friend who started the group, who is wonderful, said, I need to talk to you about something. She's like, someone in the group, and I sort of already figured who it was, has gone and said that, you are basically can't be in this circle anymore of healers, and that someone else had watched my episode and said, oh, that Joanna Garzelli, she's a wolf in sheep's clothing. I mean, how spiritual is that? You're meant to be healers. You're meant to be like, if for some reason I was possessed, which I am not possessed, I just think it's so narrow-minded, wouldn't you then want to try and work with me or work through things or heal? So I just, that's just one example of stuff that really bothers me because I find it very unspiritual.
So are you telling me there's such a thing as spiritual discrimination?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I've never thought of it like that, but yes.
That's crazy.
So I left that group in the end, you know, my friend said you could stay in it, or, you know, we could figure things out, but they don't want you in the group. And so I was just like, I'm leaving this.
I'm leaving.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys just lost one. Huh? Do you ever feel like someone is looking down on you because your level of spiritual practice or understanding? Why are spiritual people often smug and patronizing? Gosh, because they know something, but they know just a little bit. Most people know a little bit of something. Nobody knows everything about everything. So most people know a little bit about something, right? How do you identify when someone might be using their spirituality to make themselves seem superior? And you experienced that firsthand by being in that group. They judged you, they labeled you, and then they asked you to leave.
And the strange thing is we had a meeting once a month, and so we would like channel a message, and this person was always very nice to me. A lot of like what would come through, we would really feel it would be in alignment, but just suddenly that one thing, and it just flipped. It was just, oh, Hollywood's dark. I'm like, not all of Hollywood's dark, because it was like, you know, the P. Diddy stuff and everything. I'm like, not every single person. You know, there are good people in Hollywood too.
Hollywood pretty dark now, but you know what I mean? I know exactly what you're saying. But yo, once it gets to social media, like if there's a narrative, Hollywood is dark, and it gets to social media, it's gonna spread like the flu. It's gonna be everywhere, right? The key is we have to educate each other on the differences of, you know, like most Christians don't know that there is an esoteric version of Christianity that's really, really spiritual, that's really, really elevated and not as dogmatic or Bible based, right? You have the same thing in Islam. You have the Sufis of Islam. Very spiritual, very mystical group. And you can find that in most religions, right? You have the Kabbalists, the people who study Judaism. They have an elevated, esoteric version of their doctrine. But if you've never read it, if you don't understand it, you might see it as the occult.
That's
It's a bad word, you know.
You mentioning that all those different religions. When I had time in Arizona, one of my son's friends' parents, they would do, they were in the Bahia faith. And
the Baha'i.
Baha'i.
Yes.
I said Bahia, Baha'i. Baha'i, thank you. Baha'i faith. I like that because we would read things from every single religion and look at, see the connectivity.
Yes. The through line of the major points.
Yes.
And you find Buddhism, Hinduism, Taoism, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, and you see the sync of these basic truths, right? These universal truths. I love the Baha'i. I've been over there and checked them out a few times. I like to spar with them, you know, because they have these fireside chats, and let's sit down and spar. Let's do it, right? But we have callers. And let me just get one of them in here for you. But before I do that, we're going to come forward. But when we do, we're going to let Joanna Garcelli loose. Let's get it.
Awesome.
Oh, good. Okay. Is there somewhere I can get a glass of water?
I just need you to give me some water.
Water.
I got you.
That'd be amazing.
I just need you to this is the sweet spot. I know when you're talking.
Yes.
Maybe this might be.
What up, y'all? Is everybody good?
Okay.
Everybody hit the like button. Why aren't you guys calling? Call in now.
We ain't got bottled water.
We still got lines open. If you want your reading, call in now. 1-800-920-1580. Yes, please go to my Cash App. Drop something strange, a piece of change for something strange, because that's what we're doing tonight. And also, Callie Soul, thank you for your contribution here on the Super Chat. Yo, get in here. Nazarene X, True Monger, All y'all should get in here, man. The lines aren't, they're literally not packed. Somebody's calling right now. I think that's Nazarene. Andy's in the kitchen. Hold tight. He's going to come answer in 2 seconds.
Because I've got my bottle at home.
He's calling now.
Thank you.
I got the
Oh my
toffee
gosh,
just in
amazing.
case
Just
as
that
well.
they don't. Yeah, that's incredible. Thank you so much.
The water is fancy. Fishbone.
I love
Big
it.
bro Zoe,
Yeah.
much love and appreciation. I call you my big bro because I'm the oldest and you giving me gems like a big bro.
You are filled with wisdom.
I'm old.
No, you're not old. You're just very wise. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Much more than me.
Thank you for the compliment.
Absolutely.
When wisdom doesn't work, is it useless?
No, it's not useless. I think it's just. It's in it. Sometimes it's like I find it's like calling one to maybe go in a different direction or be patient or right.
I get it. I get it.
Or maybe that was a rhetorical question.
Kinda. What's your live about, brother? We doing live readings. Aaron, the prophet, you want a reading?
Aaron the prophet. Ooh.
That's what he calls himself, Aaron the prophet. Live in 1 minute. Let's see. Big brother Zoe is a dope human man. Thank you. Yeah, y'all know y'all need to get on.
Yeah, I mean tarot, right? It'd be any uttered it last time. I feel like I did.
You did? Oh
you
my
did.
gosh, yeah.
I remember. Yes.
Yes. It was about work, I believe. But this time, I have questions about love, I guess.
Okay.
But I don't even know what exactly to ask.
Ooh.
But yeah.
So I think like when we don't know what to ask, it's sort of good to then figure out, okay, well, what do I need to know next? How does that sound? Or just like, what do I need to know around love? And then we can just see what comes up. Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you want me? Okay, the way I want to do it, so you have a little bit of sort of. Do you want me to go from the left hand or the right hand?
What's the difference?
Yeah.
I just.
What is the difference?
Well, why don't you choose, and then I'll share my insights.
I'll go with the right.
Okay, with the right.
Because the left hand is evil. According to the Catholics,
Really?
man,
Oh
according
my
to Christians,
gosh.
I heard that as a child.
I'm
They shame me.
left-handed.
I'm left-handed. They said, you owe a day's work to the devil, boy,
Ooh.
because you're left-handed. I didn't heard it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I've just learned something there. Wow. Okay, do you want from the top or from the bottom?
Oh my gosh. From the bottom.
I can hear Andy saying from
Wow.
the top, and you said,
Wow.
okay, perfect. So a lot of the time, sort of even just the process of how one chooses something, right? Because, you know, essentially we're all connected into spirit or wisdom from our higher selves, our wise selves. So just going through that process, like that, we'll see what comes up with this. But that was just interesting to me. I'll reveal a little bit more. Okay. Ooh. Wow.
I want to know,
love
what
this
is
one.
it?
It's the star.
Oh.
It's the star card here,
Okay.
which is, yeah, again, so let me just sort of put it in context with you. What do you need to know? So when I look at the star for you, I don't know if you, yeah, you can see this. Okay. So with the star, like, I just feel like, I think it's going to come sort of down to you and what you want. Like, if there's some part of you, I wonder if, okay, let me just connect in deeper here. Part of you, I think it's like, because your mind like is a little bit all over the place with stuff with
That
it. So
is,
you're
no, I'm
you're
kidding.
not trusting.
That is her. No, I'm sorry.
You're not trusting in the process. But I feel like there's sort of these different sort of choices around you, different options that it's like a lot of like you're doing too much energy output. I think that's the problem if we look to the past, is just it's a lot of I've got to put everything in. It's all on me. You're very much like you take care of others. A lot of the time you wouldn't set boundaries in relationships. And so I think that maybe now there's sort of maybe you're trying to be more sort of do things with more mindfulness or just a little bit more I don't know, just a little bit more sort of intention. Maybe it's intention. But when I look at this, I feel like as soon as you really decide within you, it's going to pop in. But I do feel, though, that... Go ahead.
Wait. We got to come forward. When we come forward, Joanna's going to give you the rest because she's cooking you. If I didn't know you, I wouldn't be able to say that. When we come forward, more from Joanna Garzelli. She don't even know how accurate.
It's strange. Sometimes I feel like it was hard for me connecting in, but sometimes like when it's hard connecting in, it's because it's part of it is like that. It's not just the words, then it's the organizing the energy of the thoughts. And then suddenly it's like, ooh, locked in, and then insights start to come. Whereas sometimes other times sometimes it's really easy right away to dive in. Sometimes it isn't.
It isn't. Right.
It just sort of.
Right. Y'all better get on the phone lines. The star card. So when we come back.
But I can explain about what the right side is afterwards.
Yes. This is good. I love it.
Right. And that's what I really enjoy when I get to be here with you. I learn a lot from you.
Thank you.
So much about
Thank you.
psychology, philosophy.
We do it all.
Theology.
Theology. We're gonna do it all.
Yes.
Is there a hate card in the deck asking for a friend? Hate, 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 hate. This is good. Y'all keep these phone lines cracking.
I hate card. Yeah, with some of these cards, there's a couple of cards that are definitely, it's like, ooh, wow, that's coming up. Like, that's intense. But it's more like it shows you something. I'd rather just know things and how it is.
Yeah.
And face it than something that's hidden.
Right,
Because otherwise I can just feel...
I get it. The phone lines are buzzing.
Yay.
We're good. We're good. We're good. Everybody hit the like button, hit the share button. Let everybody know that we're in the chat and we're in this live. People, man, if I read, and let me retitle it. If I retitle it, we'll have a bunch of trolls in here. So maybe I won't do that.
Oh, about the spirituality.
Yeah, if I retitle it, we'll have trolls. I don't want trolls.
But it is true though with the spiritual. I mean, I really resonate with what you said. We have to look within Christianity, like it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Make sure we support where we can, fam.
You lucky to put me on the mic, but I'll let her know what's cracking.
What happened?
Secret admirer's like a mug.
Who? Who got secret admirers?
What
are you talking about? That's my niece.
I understand that. I'm saying.
You her secret admirer?
No, homie. I'm saying there'll be a lot of people that call.
Oh, people love Attila.
That's what I'm saying.
They be on Attila.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They call in. They never probably mention it on air, but they tell me.
Yeah, they be on Attila.
So that's what I'm saying. It's just funny that she posed that question, but she didn't really be specific.
Yeah, they be on Attila's head.
Just saying.
I love this. This is one of the best cards.
Yeah.
This is my favorite.
It is the star card?
Oh my gosh.
Love it.
Yes.
Sometimes we got to protect Attila from, there's goons out here that be like, yo, what's happening with your niece, dog? I heard you got a niece that be calling in the show. I think her name is Allah. Named after the God of the Koran.
Should do a rating for KBLA.
Hey, it's jokes. It's jokes. Come on. Hell no. Oh my God. Hey, y'all keep hitting the like button. Y'all keep sharing it, okay? Call in, get your reading. 1-800-920-1580. No cursing, please. Bruh, I'm dead. My mommy did me a solid. Yes, she did. Attila is a very powerful name.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
No, I remember her from.
Yeah, she
in the
called in
summer.
last
Yeah.
time. And that's when you had the different deck.
Yes, I brought my friend's.
And it
deck.
was
I
like
adore.
lining up with the Zodiac.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I adore her.
What up, y'all? Y'all good? You guys enjoying? You know this show gonna fly. So all these lazy phone fingers, you better be ready. And she gonna tell you about this star card, Attila. She gonna tell you. We got Inzinga. Oh yeah, it's about to go down. Who do we got? We got Attila, we got Nazarene X, we got Inzinga, and we have Nikki from the SIP. This gonna be good.
Yeah.
Salute to my brother Zoe and peace to the chat. What up, Eddie C. Floyd? I mean, Big Chris. Big Chris, you should call in and get a reading. It's going down. He said, we lit. Look, and this is the mute button right here. I figured it out. Star card.
Such a great card. Yeah, Rider-Waite deck is different decks are different, but this is
But that's an older one.
That's
Yeah.
the classic. That's the one I learned on.
Yeah.
in England. That was one that I started with and I've always used.
20 seconds.
Okay.
This is my last week, you guys, until Christmas break.
Just help think about how literally the pursuit of perfection is just so much ego, because it essentially says that through my pursuit of perfection, I will become superior. Yeah. And that could mean a couple different things. I will become superior than other people, which is ego, or I will become a superior version of myself, also ego, right? This idea of superiority or inferiority is a false illusion. It only exists in our mind, right? We are all inherently worthy beings. Or actually, we could throw out worthiness altogether. We're just all human beings. Yes. Right? Yes. And this idea of being superior, inferior only exists in the social construct, in the mind. So if we are trying to be superior to ourselves or other people, we're just fabricating the idea that we're better than others. 100%. And that is...
Wow. I love what they just broke down. She's basically saying take the evaluative language, right, out of the description of other people. Like, this is a poor person, this is a rich person, this is, this is a special person, this is an average person. Take the evaluative languaging out. I like that. I like it. I like it. Are you ready to finish your reading?
Yes, by the way, that was so articulate. You just boil things down to such a specific...
Well,
It's amazing.
I'm a Jedi.
You are.
In the Jedi Order. Yoda taught me.
Yes.
Attila, get back in here. Let's go.
All right, I'm here. I've got my scruples, kind of. Not my edges, but my scruples.
All right. So, Attila, one of the things when you said before about, the left or the right, one of these things to that is typically the right means it's more giving and the left is receiving. And so you were going between, like in that, and it doesn't always mean, in that context, that's what I felt. And then it was sort of like from the top or from the bottom. There's something again where, what would you work through? It will be to put yourself into place more of a receiving, allowing in that right relationship. But I feel it's so strange because as I look at the star, I feel like there's something right there. Like it's sort of, if you start, I know it sounds so sort of generic, but if you start with you, then it's going to, like, things will sort of happen. And
so would you say the answer... She is the answer? The answer's within her?
Well, I think it's like once you get to that place inside of you, then you're going to take the relevant action to meet the person. Because I just kept, because I kept hearing repeatedly about through online, like go online dating. So it's more like that's the way that you're going to meet who you're going to meet next.
So she gonna meet her dude online?
That's like what I was getting. I heard it sort of like 3-4 times, but it's like you need to get yourself in that sort of that place to be ready to say, okay, this is what I want. Because now the more that I look at this card, I'm like, oh well, when you put yourself online, there's going to be a number of different sort of suitors, admirers that come forth, but it's going to be really clear who that person is. It's going to be like, oof, yes.
Listen, Andy just came in here and told us. When Attila call in here, people be calling, hey, well, Zoe's niece, how old is Zoe's niece? Can you slide my number over to Zoe's niece? My number's 310-674-1212. Tell her I'll be ready this evening. Take up to Louisiana, get a little chicken dinner. They love Attila, and it's good. It's good. I love it. I love it. Attila, was she on point?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm over here like almost shaking. Like, see, this is the thing, Garcelle. This already happened. What you're talking about, this already happened. That is crazy.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm good. I'm good.
You all right? You want to breathe?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Just take 2 breaths. Just.
You have such a gorgeous energy.
Yeah.
It's just so.
All right. The phone lines are we're about to lose a caller. Attila, guess what you just did?
Oh, well, Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is run to the phone. 1-800-920-1580. That's 1-800-920-1580. Get there now, or you're going to lose your space. Who's up next? Nikki from the SIP. Nikki, get in here. Hey, Nikki. Now that you know the rules. Well, wait, before we get started, because a lot of people think those cards are evil. Can we give a brief history of the cards? Where are they from? Who created them?
Oh my God.
What makes them special? What are the symbols? Is it devil worship? There's a card in there that's the devil, right?
Yes.
Ah!
Yes. The devil card, a lot of the time, it means about where we have attachment to certain things. And then, so if the devil card comes up, it's like, okay, well, the question I would ask is, well, what am I attached to? That's if you're reading for yourself.
Deep. I love it.
There's some type of attachment there.
I love it.
But oh my gosh, the name of the person that created these, I'm having a total mental block. I have it here in my bag, but she was an artist originally. I think these were created in the 1800s.
Wow. Oh, I remember, but I forgot her name. So, Nikki, get in here. What are your thoughts? Do you have questions? Do you have a question to ask? Are you ready to pick a card? Left side, right side? Let's go.
It has to be the right side.
She said it's got to be the right side. Oh, come on, Nikki.
I have to look afterwards. I'm having a total mental block on the name of the...
That's all right. We'll find her name. We'll get it. So, Nikki wants the right side.
The right side.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
It's going to be good. Because Nikki is like our resident deaconess.
I love that.
When she calls... The depth of her spiritual awareness.
Am I just going with what comes up?
Unless she asks you a question, Nikki, do you have a specific question?
No, what comes up?
Yeah, what comes up? Okay, it's interesting because I keep going and going and going in terms of mixing the cards. So I always go with it's not really like half of it is the card, the process actually of picking the card. So I feel like I would just say you're processing a lot right now. And part of that is about, I'm going to take actually this over here, is about processing other people's emotions. Like you're doing a lot of holding space for other people right now.
In the name of sweet baby Ray's.
And so like we were saying about going to the right, it's more like about sort of, you're very much like, I think when you said the right, it's more about being of service, like you're so much of service to others. And like I feel a lot because I'm not like, I feel like, oh, well, picking and then moving it to the right, the cards already came and it wasn't one, it's 3 cards. So in terms of the left or the right there, do you need to give more or do more? If anything, sort of like scale back a little bit because you're doing a lot. You're giving a lot.
She's
You
a
actually
giver
need to
now.
do some. You need to do a little bit more, maybe self-care actually for yourself. Oh, interesting. So this is kind of reverse. The Lovers, the
Oh.
8 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Wands. So when a card, sometimes like what happens when when it's upright or the other way around. Again, this for me, when I look in this context, this sort of backs up what I feel in terms of you need to put yourself first a little bit. Like you can still keep being of service to others. I just don't want you to overextend yourself and sort of burn yourself out. Also, I feel like there's several different things that you're working on right now too. It's just like I feel like you have a lot of output of energy, a lot of helping other people, a lot of helping other people with bringing projects. I'm not sure if this is in like a job that you're in, but I see like several different projects and things. I don't know if there's like they're independent clients or project things that you're working on, but I see like you're adding to each one of those things. And then there's some different things that they're not, like it's not ready, or if you're waiting for an answer on something on certain, again, this feels like more sort of on that, like on the money business side of things with creative projects. It just feels like there's a little bit of a delay. Like again, this is what I'm just being told, there's like a small delay with things, and instead to focus on actually what is working, or all the stuff that you do have in the works. Not to put the focus on the things that haven't come through. I don't know if any of this is making sense, but this is just what I'm sort of like being shown and told. It's like very much work focus rather than, even though the Lovers is there in that context, I feel like if anything that would be more around sort of work and business relationships and valuing yourself. Like if there was one key message, it's like, oh my gosh, you need to value you more and maybe ask for more actually financially too.
Nikki?
Wow.
Nikki, is
I don't
she
know if
on
any of that
point?
made any sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
Wow. Talk to us, Nikki. I want to hear. Nikki is the voice of reason. Come on, Nikki.
Okay, so my spiritual leader died last year. My best friend is dying now from cancer.
And you were in service to them, weren't you?
I'm still in service.
See?
I'm still grieving the loss of the spirit that's gone. I'm already grieving the one that's gone. And there's a shift going in the work environment. So spiritually speaking, the draw on me presently was great. Because I am the law of attorney for my best friend. So her mother is in a dementia facility.
Oh,
so
my
if she
gosh.
dies before the mom, then I get to take care of the mom until she goes.
Wow, so that's, yes. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. So yeah, you're really dealing with a lot.
And she called it the cards.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Nikki, I'm scared.
You're amazing, Nikki. I mean, really, because you're handling so much.
So what she's saying is, don't forget to do some things for yourself.
Yeah.
Pour into you, because we already know your pour is cold. You got a cold pour hand, but you got to pour into you too. That's what these cards are saying, I think.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, I like that. Yes.
Nikki?
Pray for the strength of my character, because that will be the stay in everything I have to deal with. She's beautiful.
We love you, Nikki. Guess what you just did?
Beautiful.
I brought the typical bill.
Mississippi is in the building because of Nikki. When we come forward, the voice of reason gonna keep cooking.
Wow. You have such amazing people in your community. It's incredible.
See, I think y'all scared to call. We got 2 more lines open. I sense fear. I smell. No, just. No, she cooking. She cooking. There's her website. Go to the website. Inzinga, you're a mess. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 2. Okay, here we go. It ain't easy. Oh, wow. Everybody tripping.
Cards are just
Eddie said, I was going to call. My phone is actually on the charger right now. That's because you scared. What you typed was an excuse.
You know, I think one of the things also is that, because again, this goes to like this whole spiritually cruel thing.
Yeah.
Is sometimes, you know, people can like using this position of power to scare people, to take advantage of people.
I want you to talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
So,
save
like,
that for the radio.
Yeah. I would never, like, even if there was something that's challenging to deal with, it is the responsibility of the person who's reading to share in a way that is really helpful and supportive.
Right.
Not
Not condescending.
Oh my God.
Right.
No.
Right. No, I love it.
Yeah.
The phones are crazy right now.
But people, yeah.
That was the first hour just now.
Oh my gosh. It's like, yeah.
Zip.
Yeah,
Just that quick.
I know.
That was the first hour.
Always.
Just give her my name and birthday. That's not how it works, Eddie. And you're not cutting the line. You ain't gonna see my reading. My reading private as hell.
That's right.
I got it behind and closed door. This how my reading. Here we go. We skip lines, 2 Chainz. Don't cut the line. Oz readings is diabolical. Give us that Gemini 411. Nope. Chris M. Thank you. We appreciate it. Not even one slide? No. No, not me.
Judge rather than to know is the cause of the loss of peace. So the reason we don't feel peaceful here in this illusory world of duality is because we're judging, and judging causes the loss of peace. Judgment is the process on which perception, but not knowledge, rests. Because Jesus has been teaching us that perception is temporary, it's in the world of duality, and knowledge is in the world of permanency, of consistency. Judgment always involves rejection. Always. It never emphasizes only the positive aspects of what is judged, whether in you or in others. What has been perceived and rejected or judged and found wanting remains in your mind because it has been perceived. So again, perception isn't true. It's not real. It's something the ego is using to defend against God's love, to defend against truth.
Wow. That was an interesting little diatribe. I found it to be quite refreshing. What are your thoughts?
I resonated with some of it, and other parts
I saw the other parts. Your whole body was like, nah.
Well, I go with feeling a lot of, does this feel
Right.
true to me, like, how does it resonate?
Right.
And yeah, and I'm still growing, learning, evolving,
Mm-hmm.
working through things. But this is where I think we have to watch for, again, when we think maybe we're being really humble, but actually we're being a little bit self-righteous. I mean, we have to check in with ourselves. I know I check in with myself daily through prayer, through meditation, before coming here even. My hubby says to me, he's like, oh, you better make sure you do some yoga. At one point, so I was at this event a few years back. I was talking to this beautiful woman at this dinner thing. We were at a press table together, and I said, oh my gosh, you look incredible. Like, do you do yoga? And she went, oh no, I don't do yoga because my God is a jealous God. I went, whoa.
Okay.
And
God is jealous in the Bible now. God be like, hey, who that? That's another God?
right, but is God really jealous? So this is like, for me, this is where it's like, okay, well, who decided that God is jealous? Like, if God is really God, whatever God is, then why would God be jealous? Would God maybe have compassion or understanding or accepting? Someone does yoga or they do some other type of sport?
Well, I just think, again, then it comes down to cultural discrimination, right?
Yes.
So every culture has its own definition of what God is, right?
Yes.
But when you get past the cultural languaging of it, when you start looking at those definitions, typically the definition of God across the board means the almighty supreme, the one, the being, the source, the all, that kind of thing. So if that's the case, all knowing, all powerful, all everything. So if that's the case, instead of getting caught up in the cultural framing, you have to go to the meaning of particular words to understand, right? But most people don't read that far. That's not from my book. That's not from my tradition. That's not from my lineage. You see what I'm saying? So they shut it down, right?
Yes.
But if like I said, if you go and you look, you'll see all of these words for God across cultures means the one, the absolute source of everything, the one that's in control of everything, the impetus for all reality. So that means I could use any one of those words.
And then the idea of God, how do we know when we're really connected into God? How does one know then? This is what's happened with I've seen over the years with the spiritual community is, from whatever they're preaching, but a lot of the time more on the sort of like the psychic healer side is, oh, well, my channeling is this. Like, well, where is that coming from? How do you know that is God or something truly divine, supreme, that is coming through?
Yeah.
I mean, we really, in 12-step program, they say do a fearless, searching moral inventory. But then working through that, how do you know when you really have fully searched? Because something could happen from trauma and we need to search some more.
And that's the psychological piece. If you throw can you have clear vision when you're unhealed? Say you have a psychic gift. Can you have a clear vision of what someone else is doing or see into someone else's experience, but your inner being is in turmoil?
Yes and no. And so I love that question. It's brilliant. No, if you are wearing sort of rose-tinted glasses, if you are in denial, if you are not being honest that you had a shadow part of yourself, you can be wounded and have things going on and say, tune in for someone, because if you really care and you want to help that person in a way, like a lot of the time years ago, like many years ago when I was still dealing with tons of stuff that I hadn't processed, I couldn't see clearly for myself, but I could for someone else.
So there has to be a willingness to receive the message, to be used. Hold tight. When we come forward, the voice of reason going back to the phone lines. It's on fire tonight. Let's get it. KBLA 15. Integrate that shadow. Individuation. That's the word of the day. People gonna be like, Zoe is crazy. It's good. I love it. This is good.
I resonate.
Good work.
Yeah, I would be able to read. I used to have a psychic TV show in the UK, and people would call in and stuff. I'd be fine, but then it would come to my own stuff, and I just
Right.
I didn't really want to. Some part of me then wanted to stay in denial. Didn't want to see.
Right.
Couldn't, because I felt unlovable.
Ooh.
So there's a lot of people who are. I just connected with someone the other day who's a healer. This is more around money stuff, and they can go and heal other people, but then when it comes to themselves and their own money stuff, it's. So it could be around money, it can be around love, it can be around health.
Really?
I've seen it like healers. I remember being at a conference years ago in Arizona where there's people limping around and dealing with this and dealing that, and but really good at healing other people.
That's
So
interesting.
we have to. So it depends. I think it's case by case.
Did I say Callie Soul?
Callie Soul?
No, it's Inzinga next, then Nazarene, then Callie Soul. And then Otto from Oakland, California. Jay Easy, you said it sounds low? That's because the sound is low. I'll turn it up, Jay Easy. Or is that Jay Essie? Essie.
Relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a bad person. Are they worth the wait? Trust
It's
me,
a
it's
lot.
gonna be crazy.
Yeah. It is a lot.
It's a very heated topic. Oh, is that right? Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I was like to kiss you. This something wrong up there?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed. Hit you with the bad vibes routine. How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my nip.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses. Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
So Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
That's the summary of the entire course, and the course is about as long as the Bible. It's huge, but it can summarize in these few words. If you understand what that means, you don't need to do the course. You might still enjoy reading it, but you don't need it. Now, these are the interesting lines here about defensiveness. When you feel the need arise to be defensive about anything, know that you have identified yourself with an illusion. It is not danger that comes when defenses are laid down. It is safety, it is peace, it is joy, and it is God. So, when you feel the need arise to be defensive about anything, know that you have identified yourself with an illusion. When you become defensive about something, then it will be something that is conceptual. You as a concept or some concept you hold that you need to defend because you have identified with it, so you are defending your sense of self, your fictitious sense of self. That means you're defending an illusion. When you don't defend, because the truth of who you are does not need to be defended, So to let go of defenses can be a way of accessing the deeper dimension of who you are. And of course, it takes you beyond ego, because the defensiveness is ego. Ego is conceptual identity.
If he get any quieter, hey, listen, I love Eckhart Tolle, but he's quiet, but them words are loud. And he's right. He's right. This is why I always tell people, be careful of what you identify with. If you identify with something, you automatically enroll yourself in its army. You've got to defend it. I'm a this, I'm a that. You've got to defend it. And he said, where there's defensiveness, what do we have? Ego, right? Very powerful stuff. I love it. Tonight's topic, the spiritually cruel. No one is better than anyone else.
One of the favorite things that I have that Eckhart Tolle said, and I feel I got to meet him many years ago, which was awesome. He says, you are walking in the woods and you see a bear. This is not a problem. This is a situation.
This is a situation. Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh, there's a bear. Like, what do I do?
First off, you should, well, black people, you shouldn't be in the woods. No, no, but this is very interesting because, and we see it a lot, when one reads a portion of a book, they automatically think they have a handle on the totality of the message within the book, and they want to go out and they want to teach. And then as they're teaching, they have this sense of grandiosity. I'm helping you. I'm lifting you. But you have to realize, if you're a real teacher, you're looking at a mirror. I've always said a mentor is a mirror of an undeveloped version of the mentor. And that's the mentor mentee relationship. You see something in the mentee that you recognize within yourself. You see a capacity. You see an ability to learn and grow and evolve into what you have become and more. Do you see? The mentee can take what the mentor has and elevate it. And the mentor sees that in an embryonic fashion, right? So you can't have superiority or judgment or judgmentalism or condescension, because you know the seed is in the mentee that could at one point in their development surpass your own. So there must be a level of humility there, and you can't mistreat the mentee, right? You have to take this on as a sacred kind of divine duty to kind of nurture this person along the road until they're able to do it themselves.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And it's as you're sharing this and your insights, a number of years ago when I was doing more coaching stuff, and the whole idea of, oh, you got to coach through coaches to be a good coach. And some of those, when you talk about the mentee mentor, some of those coaches I picked, I think that the guidance, some of it was good, and some of it was very, very flawed. And so when you go to someone as a spiritual guru or some type of coach, and you're looking to be rescued, you're looking for answers, whether it's in a reading, in a coaching session, to not have to take, I can just have this answer and not take responsibility in a way. Instead of, this person is not a god, they don't know all the answers. One of my coaches at the time, many years ago, said, fly first class because you are. And and like that really wasn't responsible, because you need to live within your means, I think. So
Was he asking you to visualize and project this image?
He was saying, yeah, you need to like, and he walked around like this person walked around like he was some mega celebrity. I don't even know he was, because it was just in a niche. So it's like, no, you got to fly first class. You got to stay in this hotel, do these things. And then it's just like weird. It becomes almost like, I think one has to be very careful when things become too much like from community and they become cult-like.
Ooh,
See,
I
that's
like that. Yeah. I like that.
know.
I love it. I love it. That's why I love Krishnamurti. Krishnamurti says it a little differently. He says, I'm going to do my Krishnamurti voice. Either we're doing this together or we're not doing it at all. The speaker is not important. He says that. Like, the speaker is not important. You must do this for yourself. Yes, okay, all right. And I love that approach. How does Krishnamurti's concept of rejecting authority relate to the behaviors of spiritual superiority in individuals?
We've got a question. Everything, even if someone is a multiple New York Times bestselling author, or they've got 3 million followers on Instagram and been on this show and that show.
Right.
You still, they're not your God, higher self, wise self, higher power, whatever you want to call it.
Right,
you still need to question. Do due diligence. Just like hopefully you do due diligence when you go and buy a home or go into business with someone, you need to do that for yourself.
That's right. Samuel Richardson says it this way: spiritual pride is the most dangerous and the most arrogant of all sorts of pride. Because even if God bestows you with the gift of insight, psychic ability, the Christians will call it prophecy, right?
Yes.
And that's fine. Yeah. If God gives you that gift, it's a gift. And what God giveth, God could taketh away.
Yes.
Yes. Humble yourself.
And so that's another important thing I think has come up around, like what one charges for coaching or reading.
Oh, they're robbing people out here. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're living like Robin Leach. They're living really well. But it's true. People do take advantage of people. And oftentimes they don't see the results that were promised. That's cold-blooded. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there needs to be integrity with that. We need to check in.
Yeah. Yeah. And if it's a gift to you, sometimes it has to be a gift to others. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be free all the time, but sometimes you got to give.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I think in certain situations, definitely. It depends how the person finds you.
Right. Yeah. That's what I love about Christianity. They have tithes.
Yeah.
Right? So does Islam. Islam has tithes as well. Zakat is give to the poor, you know. And I think that's important. In the Hindu belief system, they have something called Siva. S-E-V-A. The Sanskrit word Siva means divine service.
Yes.
So I have to go out into the world and serve the poor, serve people who lack. Why? Because God is ubiquitous. God is infinite. So even that poor person, that homeless or houseless person, God resides within them too. There's no border to God, right? So they might be down on their luck in the 3D. They might be down on their luck in this realm. But within them is the seed of the divine. So in the Hindu belief system, let's feed that person. Let's bathe that person. Let's clothe that person. And I think that's a very powerful act of worship. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I absolutely love that. And it makes me think of that expression, shine here, polish over there. I know I always feel so much better when I'm being of service to others. So sometimes maybe like it'll be from doing stuff, say, for my son's school and building their website for free and doing service that way.
Right.
Sometimes I've, if I meet someone in a certain situation and I've gifted readings and you know, I'd never turn someone away. I always try and, you know, always check in and make sure to do things in a right way.
I love it. I love it. We got callers on the line. Let's get them in here. It's time. Pensacola, Florida. Inzinga is in the house.
Hey, good evening.
What are your thoughts?
Joanna, welcome.
I know you ready. What are your thoughts, Inzinga? You got a
Inzinga.
question?
No, I normally just let the cards say what they will.
So this is really interesting because I was like, oh, I was wondering who was going to be next. And what I wanted to do, and I'm going to do it now, we're not going to pick left or right. I just wanted to fan the cards. It was like, ooh. Okay. So it was just like this. It's like a launching off. It's in the flow. So what I would say with that is, I feel you're very much aligned. You're very much in the flow. I feel like, yeah, I mean, you're super aligned. That's my main message for you. And I feel also like, as I look at this, there was no sort of stops or breaks as I fanned the cards either. It's just everything feels very bright. And when I look at it, it's got like a lovely sort of rainbow energy of, just like it feels like a lot of sort of prosperity coming in for you, a lot of good things. I feel like you've done a lot of good stuff this year, and I see it, like I just feel like it's like just keep going. Good things are coming in. Now let me just go to a little bit more specific. There's one card here, like there's almost like this foundation, and then there's the launching off. So I'm actually gonna go with this card here, and then I'm going to pick that one afterwards, right at the sort of the top, which is the pot of gold, so to speak, at the end of the rainbow. But this, it's like, what do we need to know for you? Oh, we got the Lovers again, but and in the revert, the upside down again. So this, I feel like this is again, you are very much again like this is the theme this evening. A lot of output, a lot of giving to others. Being able to put some more focus back towards you as well, because otherwise what you need to watch for is just if you over output, then you'll suddenly it's like going from lots of energy to just like sort of that burnout where little bits of resentment can creep in, not because you want to, but just because you're getting tired because it's just too much. So it feels like the focus needs to go some love for you, because you are doing a lot for others. I feel like you hold space for a lot of other people. You do a lot. People come to you like they need you, they need your help, they need your support. Oh my gosh, and we got the star again. See, and I said there's a theme. Like everyone this evening, it's like all this connection.
We aligned up in here,
yes.
Huh? You said aligned to start the... Come on.
Yeah, it's amazing. So this just... I mean, that's the action there for yourself. And then it just feels like, again, what's the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow? Star energy, everything you. Like, I see, again, you're a center of influence is what I'm being told. Wow. Is that true? You're a center of influence? I think you are. I know you're very humble too, so.
Well, yeah, when I look at my human design, I'm a generator. So a lot of times, you know, I can, influence people or things I do. I kind of let people know, okay, this is going on, this is what I'm doing, and sometimes they follow and stuff like that. But for 2025, I only had one New Year's resolution, and it was going to be of service all year. And I've been setting up things and volunteer opportunities for myself. Because I just really wanted to be of service to the less fortunate, to older people, people who have lost parents. I wanted to be of service. So sounds like maybe I need to reevaluate.
No, do it. Do it.
Hold on 1 second, Inzinga. We got to come forward. You're cooking right now. When we come forward, we're going back to Pensacola, Florida. It's getting good.
I love how these cards came off again. Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
Wild. And just for that, I said, like, I feel like there's a theme this evening, and then boom. Like,
that's crazy.
There's a theme. It's just,
I
Never
love it.
coincidence. It's just like there's a divine connection. Everyone's
We lost Inzinga?
What?
Inzinga, where are you?
No.
We done lost Inzinga.
No. No, she needs to do what she's doing. It's just like she's got to pace herself through stuff, I felt. Not overextend.
We done lost Inzinga in the name of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. Oh my God. This is great.
It's very interesting how
And it's flying. The show is
spiritual-
almost over.
I know. But what you said about that sort of spiritual discrimination. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there's so much of that.
Yeah, that's big.
I know I thought of it.
Eddie says, hold me a spot. I'm still charging. Eddie, listen, man.
How fast is his phone? He's got a slow phone charger.
Inzinga hung up, or she dropped, or something happened. All right, we go on to Nazarene X. He's been on the longest. Inzinga, what happened? Call back, Inzinga. The line is open. You better slide back in here before. Oh, hell. She back. Cool.
Yeah. Inzinga. Yes.
Hey, you guys support the channel the best way you know how. Hit the like button, hit the share button. Go to my Cash App, $Zo-What-Netter. Please go to my Cash App, $Zo-What-Netter. Or you can hit that little $sign down at the bottom of the chat. Hit that $sign down at the bottom of the chat. It'll go to the YouTube channel. Sure, I'll give a like. Okay, cool. I appreciate it. All right, cool.
Yes.
Let me see. Well, this show, is this show flying or what? Boy, the way she reading, Attila loves your reading. She said, boy, the way she's reading.
Gosh. What is this on? This is on Facebook? You have it?
No, this is YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. Okay.
You will completely miss who I am. If you look up to me, probably you will make a picture and nail me to a wall. But you will miss the whole point of who I am. You just look at me as I am, not looking up. Never look up to anybody, never look down on anybody.
College, we are taught to give importance to ourselves, self-love, self-confidence, self-esteem.
What is self-love? What's that mean?
in society, I mean in general. They teach us to give importance to ourselves to such an extent that we no longer know how to be humble. So can you please tell us how we can become humble again?
Oh. See, there is no need to be humble, or there is a need to be arrogant. Now that you're asking me this question, let me tell you. My daughter traveled with me, along with me in the car, when she was 3.5 months old. I drove all over the country with this little baby in the car. So she grew up in many people's homes. I made one rule, because everybody, this is a problem with adults, when they see a child, they pounce on them like predatory animals. They want to teach something. It is such a... Everybody wants to do 1, 2, 3, 4, or ABC.
Sadhguru, I'm going to have to get you tomorrow because this story long. But guess what? It was good. The part that we got to. Sadhguru. I love Sadhguru, by the way. But why do all the gurus got to have this obtuse, deep kind of, don't be humble and don't be arrogant. Don't be either one. Huh? Okay. I love what he was saying, though. It was making perfect sense. It's just that we have callers on the line that I have to get to. Inzinga, Pensacola, Florida. Talk to me. We got to get the rest of your reading out. Let's go.
Inzinga. So, so when you were saying about 2025 and you were wondering, should you not do all those things? I would say absolutely yes. And when I was saying, it was interesting actually, what you just played there with the lady saying, about self-care. And you see, the way I look at self-care is sometimes it was someone like Inzinga, who is so much about of being service to others. It's just we want to make sure that that's not an egotistical thing. It's we need to, sometimes you got to fill yourself up a little bit. Otherwise, how can you be of service to others if you're just constantly output?
Right.
That's not an ego thing. So sometimes I think like the word self-love gets
kind of misconstrued. Yeah.
So self-care gets like, self-care, and then there's all this like
self-care turns into selfishness.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
But with this, what I just saw with this was when you had the lovers, and it was in the reverse. It was more like, you just need to put some energy towards you, and then that way, then with all the commitments you have or you're choosing to do, then it won't overwhelm you. You don't want to get to the point where suddenly it's like, it's too much, and resentment suddenly creeps in. I know you never show it, and you would keep being of service, but you know what I mean when you're like, and it's like, gosh, suddenly it becomes a burden. Yes, it becomes it becomes an obligation, and it becomes suddenly like that thing where being of service should be of joy. Like it really should feel great to be of service.
And not a chore.
Yes, exactly.
I love it. Inzinga, was she on point?
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, you was. Thank you so much.
Guess what you just did?
I brought Pensacola in the building.
Pensacola, Florida is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we're going to Atlanta, Georgia. The A. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. We lit tonight.
Intellectual, and it's like, hold on a minute.
Right.
You need to just get back into feeling, being present.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
I mean, just for me, I find, like, I felt almost like the lady that was asking the question, it was almost like she's trying to be, the way I perceived it, so she's trying to be a little bit clever. A little bit like, instead of, no, I genuinely feel this and want to know this answer. It just didn't feel, it just felt a little bit like pontificating.
Understood. Where did Otto go? Otto, get back in here. Otto. We got John, Mountain View, Hawaii. Oh, it's about to get cracking.
Ooh, Hawaii?
Gotta chill. What? What? What I do? Listen, I am a week ahead. I'm trying to get this week over with. You know why? Because I'm off. I'm going to be at the crib. Sleep.
Yeah, recharge, yeah.
I got to sleep. And Zoe Williams in the evenings. You know, I got the evenings on lock.
Yes. Wow.
The evening. You got to say a country. Evening. This evening.
Good evening.
See?
He's in England. What was it? Trevor? It's very famous newscaster. Trevor McDonald. He would be like, good evening. It's now time for the 10 o'clock news.
The 10 o'clock news.
Yes, although you don't need 10 o'clock, but yes, good evening.
Listen, now's the time, guys, to support if you can. We have 4 minutes left on this break. If you want to use the restroom, now's the time. We have 4 minutes on this break. If you guys want to go to my Cash App, thank you, Attila and Inzinga, for posting the Cash App. My Cash App is $Zoe as it stands right now. We don't have any Cash Apps. So if you want to support, if you're enjoying tonight's topic, if you're learning something, if you're getting a different perspective, then we're great. That's right, Inzinga, evening.
Flying.
We got true. True Monger called in.
Oh.
After all this time. True Monger? I see you, True Monger. I see you, man. True Monger been holding out on his phone call for months.
Wow.
For months.
What's it last time?
True Monger. That's right. That's the last time he called.
July.
In July when you was here.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
True Monger, man. I see you, True Monger. You just want to show up during the psychic reading, True Monger?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
And here you're
He said, not true at all. No, I see you, True. Hey, man. Listen, man. Listen. You ain't got to explain it to me. You know what I'm saying? True Monger wildin'. Oh, God. I love it, True. We got 2 minutes. Now, let me ask you this. You guys enjoying her reading? Is she spot on? Nah, True. It's been 3 months, True. It's been 3 months. Yeah. True has repped it. Yeah. It's been 3 months, True. A week is dog years. So 1 week is a month in dog years. We got 1 minute. Yeah, you haven't called in a month either. But that's cool. I see you, Mimi. I see you. Here we go. We're about to get busy.
Amazing.
This show flew by.
It has, yes. So much fun.
Live in a minute.
Live in a minute. Here we go. We almost up out of here.
Pamela Coleman Smith. There it is. Pamela Coleman Smith did the art for this. It's drawn
Here we go.
by,
My.
Why do you need esteem? Why do you need esteem? Esteem is because you want to be little one-up on somebody else all the time. Unfortunately, our education systems were made like this right from kindergarten. Who is first, who is second, who is third? You want to be first. So your sense of happiness is only when everybody is doing worse than you. What kind of life is that? Why are we structuring our lives like this? That if everybody is doing badly, I will feel great. I think it's sickness. Hello? You think it's joy or sickness? Please tell me. If all of you are doing badly, I feel great because I am number one now. No. This should go. From an early age, unfortunately, this is being imposed upon a child's mind.
That's Sad Guru. He was
amazing.
cooking.
Wow.
See, that superiority, ego, arrogance. It doesn't fit in spirituality. It really doesn't. You're either serving or you're in the way.
A servant leader would be.
I like that. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. We have so many callers, and Joanna is cooking. Now, let me just say this. Let's move this along quicker because we want to get to everyone.
Okay.
We want to get them out of here. Okay? So we can get to every single one. Nazarene X and then Callie Soul. Nazarene X, Atlanta, Georgia. What are your thoughts?
I think Joanna was doing what she been doing this whole time. Let me sit here with my pigeons and take this blessing.
Hi, Nazarene.
Shout out to you. I love it. Peace and love to you. Thank you for being with us.
Oh my gosh, well, it's wonderful to connect with you. Do you have a specific question or you just want to Here, maybe what you wanna ask
All of the
something?
above for real, but we gotta keep it alone. You just gotta whatever you got going on. I can actually dip and move out the way. It's all love.
All right, so
All right. She going. She
love
going.
it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so now I'm mixing cards here. This is where we're at now. We're doing this. I'm gonna go. We're gonna go. This is what I'm getting here. What I'm being told is I'm being told the middle path, and just so instead of picking left or right, it's like part the waves.
Mm.
Wow. I'm like, wow, this is getting like a little bit biblical with
Moses.
The Red Sea.
Yeah.
Yes, Moses.
Mhm.
Come on, Jesus, agree with that.
Boy, I'm gonna throw these headphones if you
This
keep
is
cutting.
just like-
Listen,
It's so strange. I'm like, hold
we
on.
got company tonight. Don't act up now.
So I really, so I just felt like, oh, not left or right, like this parting of waves, and then there's this, and then it's interesting, there's 6 cards here. Whoa, like, how do we go fast? Okay. I'm gonna go with what I feel is, even though there's 6 here, and I feel like this relates to sort of different people, like, and we'll see what it is, different people, different situations in your life. But when I look at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, going from left to right, I'm really drawn to number 3. Like this 3rd card here feels like the center, so we're going to go like this. So this says to me then, when I look at this alignment, this is stuff from, more from sort of past or things from this year. This is what's happening right now. And then this is sort of what's coming next. This is subconscious. Wow, we're getting complex here. And
It's
this is
getting
sort of like
deep.
the underlying thing. Okay, let's try and fly through this. Okay, so things from this year, themes, interesting. Hanged Man coming in reverse with 7 of Pentacles. So what does that mean? It means that I feel like there's been quite a few, like, definitely challenging situations, but someone in particular, we won't get into that now, but I feel like there's someone who's been quite challenging that you've had to deal with, and you've handled it really, really, really well. And that situation is something to do with, I'm wondering, like, wow, what is that relationship? Because there's some money stuff around that. And then sort of having to let go. Was there some type of sort of like thing that you were dealing with something with having to part ways, some type of relationship coming to an end? Was this
Yes, ma'am. I'll just say yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Tell the truth and shame the devil.
Okay. But I just want you to know, I feel like it's a very, very difficult situation, and you've handled this really well, and there has been, and I feel like it's almost as if, like, I don't know how to say it, sort of your guides, God's spirit, higher self is saying that, look, some of the things are difficult, or maybe where it feels like it hasn't been fair. Like, I feel pain around this. I'm like, it's gonna be okay. Like, there is good stuff coming. Like, there's some loss there for you, but there will be sort of like justice, so to speak. Now, this is where you're at now. You see the Ace of Cups is in reverse. This is like, so there's a lot of sort of like emotional stuff to sort of, again, this is like the theme this evening, output of energy. You've like given so much. I feel some of this situation that you went through as well feels really unfair, because you do so, again, like I'm repeating myself saying, you do so much for others, like you do a lot. So it's almost like, oh, why did this happen? Why did this turn out this way? But there is a silver lining to it. This is going to be sort of like the launch pad, and I'm going to look at but before I reveal that, I'm going to go to the underlying energy, things you need to watch for that could play out. When you were talking before, Zoe, about the mentor-mentee thing,
Mm-hmm.
this is like watch for these underlying subtle energies. Oh yeah, so 6 of Swords and then the 2 of Pentacles. So this is about like controlling and being controlled, because again, like I feel that underlying energy of sorrow here, like this is heavy, and this goes to what you were talking before, actually. So I think you were, where did it come up this evening? Who said, was it Zoe? One of the recordings of sometimes like it's better not to sort of go and engage or fight against the defensiveness. Like,
yes.
Don't be defensive with it, even though you are right. You actually are right with this. So it's like,
There's a difference between right and correct. Is that coming with you? I'm sorry. I'm with you playing with that. Love you, man.
Hey, man, we love you, brother. Nazarene X, guess what you did? Oh, he gone. He gone. We got to keep it pushing. We got to keep it pushing. Callie Soul, get in here. Let's do it quickly. Let's go.
Wow.
Good evening. It was simple. As soon as I called in, I was doing something and my waist beads broke.
Your what broke?
What happened? Your waist bead. Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Waist bead.
Beads around her waist.
Oh.
Yes. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
and the last time I bought waist beads, I was in Jamaica. That was like 2 years ago. So I found that very interesting.
Yeah, that means
Wow.
something. It
It
does.
does.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to ask a question? Do you want to go the way of everyone else, which they let Joanna?
Crossroads.
You at a crossroads. Oh, let me sit back.
At a crossroads, and I'd like a reading in regards to that because I have muddied my water, very, very muddy over here. So
let's just look at what do you need to know next, because you know, when things like when you're saying you muddy your water, I just feel your water, right? You're being tough on yourself. I feel like you're really hard on yourself. The thing when you just talked about the beads breaking, that this is really about, like, what I get from this is it's about sacred space, and like a lot of why is your water muddied right now, because of not being clear about what you want. You know, the boundary, like moving forward, what do you do? Get really, 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 and wow, how many times I'm going to say really, really honest with yourself, which is going to take some courage. I mean, look, I know you're very strong, you're very spiritually attuned, like you work a strong spiritual program, I feel, very, very much so. But this is just like next level. I know you're also, I just want to just confirm for you, you're already at a mastery level, but then it's almost like you're being called forth for more so that you can be of greater service is what is coming for you next. So actually, I'm just gonna pick one card here. I don't feel like I need to mix them a lot or anything, because like a lot of things I feel are sort of, yes, we create free will in our lives, but I feel like certain things, like very much like your path is sort of, feels like it's sort of quite laid out for you. So this one card I have here, it's interesting. Oh wow, it's Knight of Wands. So it's in reverse. Like the theme would be is wow, it's interesting. Like I wonder who because like when I look at this, is there like do you have a do you have a child at all?
no,
You don't. Okay.
Not yet.
Gosh, because I look at this and I just see it again. Like when I looked at it, I was like, oh, is it relationship? Is it someone coming in because it was about rescued? And then I was seeing about a child. But when I look at that child, like I feel like that child is a teenager. So I'm just like, what does that have to do with you? That there's some teenager that is connect with you, or someone that there is some type of relevance or importance to that. And so I don't know exactly what that means. Sometimes like little glimpses of things come. So maybe that's something like to look out for, or it doesn't make sense now. And when I say teenager, like the more I get shown, I'm going between sort of like, it's hard. I mean, there's like somewhere between 17 and 22 years old. It's a male teenager. There's some type of impact or influence of something that is coming into your life with this. And I don't know exactly what that means, but when it happens, you're going to be like, oh my gosh. So maybe write it down, or sort of look with that. But the main thing I say, do not be tough on it. Is there anything specific you want to ask at all, just so we can get some sort of like...
Stay right there.
Yeah.
When we come forward, Callie Soul's going to ask that specific question. We got two more callers after her. Let's go.
Okay. That's so interesting. So there's no one there, but it's like I feel it, like I could see it. Like when I look at something, it's like I'll get shown an image clairvoyantly.
She can hear you.
Okay, so I'll get like an image clairvoyantly, and I'm seeing. So I'm just like, well, who is it then?
I don't know. Attila is in here loving this. Attila's like, yeah.
So this is Callie Soul.
Callie Soul,
Right, so
yes,
I
from
just
Denver,
wanted to ask
Colorado.
a really something very specific, because like all this sort of stuff came through, but I feel like, oh, it's left like hanging a little bit. So
Okay.
and I'll try and be like, just give it in one beat.
Attila said you're the goat.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I like that.
Better be careful with goats.
I was gonna do like a little goat sound there.
Hey, Andy, and Dizzle, Andalusia.
It's writing. Deep in thought.
No clip. You already know.
I really like the clip on the one that was about, you know, when you see people above you or below you. It's like,
Here we go.
wow.
We got 8 minutes.
Ooh, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR, the voice of reason, live on KBLA Talk 1580. I had to play the protective gospel music. Beautiful playlist. Tonight, you already know my soundtrack, my playlist is my co-host. You already know how I get down. And of course, we have Joanna Garzelli in the building. She's a reader, and we've been talking about spiritual elitism and providing readings for people that are calling in from all over the country. We got to do it quick. Okay? We got 8 minutes. We got to do it. We got 7 minutes. We got to do it quick. Callie Soul, Denver, Colorado. You ready? All right, ask your question.
I actually can release the line for somebody else.
You don't have a question, or do you? You don't want to ask it.
Yeah, I don't want to ask.
That's what come on, Pisces. I know. It ain't nothing but love. We love you, Callie. So call in anytime. Let's keep it pushing. Let's keep it pushing. True Monger. No. Yeah, True Monger. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So you got a question? Listen, we got to move quick.
No question. I'll just take the lead.
All right.
Okay.
Let's see.
All right. Let's see.
What do you see for True Monger after weeks of not calling
Look
in?
at that. It just.
It just fell out.
It just
Wow.
fell out.
Here
Whoa,
we go.
what is going on here? Sometimes celebrate. Sometimes, yeah, I'm like, wow. Like, my first thought was, I hope you're not getting yourself in trouble. But then I was like, oh, celebration. So.
Here we go.
Okay, so here's the, I don't want to say like it's a warning, it's more like a reminder. You are very charismatic. You know how to attract and draw to you energy, attention, to be center of attention. And not that you try to do that, it's more like I think that you entertain. And I think sometimes what's happening is just be aware of sometimes of the people that you are drawing in. Like, maybe don't be quite so, like, be open, but be mindful of how you are open. So that you truly, like, bring into your life people that are really, really, you know, not have troublemakers or gossips or people that can sort of stir things up. That's what I feel like you need to watch for, because that's
So
my
you
main,
asking him not to talk for how long? A week?
No.
I'm just basically she said be quiet, True Monger, for a week.
Yeah, I think I can handle it.
No. But is she on? Is she on to something? Because only you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always looking out for that.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not wrong.
Because you have to you have a lot of charisma, and so sometimes it's like Icarus, fly to close to the sun, and you burn your wings. Just be careful because of your charisma and the draw that you have.
Be careful of the moths that are flying towards your flame, brother.
Be you. Like you don't need to overextend yourself or prove yourself or do too much.
True Monger, guess what you just did? You already know. Dallas, Texas is in the building. Our final caller of the night, my brother, Pastor John, Mountain View, Hawaii. Get in here.
I'm already in here. Greetings and blessings to all. Hope y'all are ready for the holiday season. But go ahead and drop the cards, ma'am.
Good evening, Pastor John.
Drop the cards.
He said, just drop the cards. Here we go.
Okay, we could do that. We could just sort of drop it.
Let's see.
We'll just throw it down. Ooh, look at that. Wow, that's really cool. I like that. This is like, it's funny actually. I look at this and the first words that pop into my head are Stairway to Heaven.
Ooh.
Not the song, but like Stairway to Heaven. Like, not that it's nothing about anyone going to heaven right now, but that idea of, I feel, again, I'm just going to go with what I get from this. It's like literally walking that holy path, and you don't even, one doesn't even have to walk. It's like, I almost see like it's like a walking on air. There's all this like very musical energy around you, and but I'm gonna go and turn over the top card because I feel like it's just like, it's almost like it's a gift. And before I even turn it over, again, image, like what I'm being shown, an image of like a gold plate, and oh wow, there's some really interesting themes coming this evening. We had Moses earlier, now I'm hearing about John the Baptist. Whoa. Okay, so this is so interesting here, and this card came up before for the end of, I didn't get to see it. Whose reading was it?
It was Nazarene X.
Yes, yeah. And it went right. So this is, this would be about not overextending yourself, because why am I being shown John the Baptist? Because I think of like, he did all these really amazing things and then he got beheaded, right? Didn't he?
Did John the Baptist get beheaded? He got in trouble?
Well, for being for doing too much, being too again, this is sort of a theme here. So it comes like this idea of not overextending yourself, because first of all I got shown like the golden plate, and I saw fruit on it. I saw grapes, I saw oranges, I saw banana, like I saw this beautiful array of fruit, and then it was like, oh, but watch for like the head on the platter, so to speak. So
don't be distracted even.
Just really staying true, staying your path is staying really, really true to your path. I don't know, again, these are things that you need to meditate on it in your own way, because I know you're ultra spiritual yourself. But it's just interesting, that theme. So maybe it's quiet meditation time, sort of asking sort of whether, okay, if I were to sort of receive insight from John the Baptist, and to allow that to come in.
Hey, John, we got to bounce like bad checks on Friday the 13th. Listen, we love it, brother. We love it. We love you. Thank you for the call. We got to go, but you already know tomorrow I'm going to have another slapper topic. We start the conversation. It's up to you to finish it. I want to thank Joanna Garzelli for coming in and sharing her gift with the voice of reason. From time to time, I want to break away from some of the deep topics and go even deeper. We'll see you tomorrow with another slapper. Deuces.
Wow, that was like a little intense at the end.
Yeah.
Wow.
We had to break it. This was great.
What was the pastor's name again?
John Gilbreth.
Oh, his name is John.
His name is John.
Oh my gosh, this is like...
This was great. You guys enjoy?
Oh, it's fantastic.
I enjoy it.
Amazing people call in. They're just
Hey.
so cool.
Nothing but love. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Great show, great show, great show. See y'all tomorrow with another one, all right? Deuces.